What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as you come in and you check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak about some comments that Michael Irvin just made. He was on, was it the podcast with Cameron and the guy Mace, right? And he made some comments about Cam Newton and pertaining to Cam Newton as far as like how he would fit in as a quarterback for the Colts, right? Now, as you all probably know by now, that Cam Newton said that he felt like it was a smack in the face because the Colts called Rivers, Philip Rivers before they called him to come back as a quarterback. And I think what is Rivers, I think is 44 years old. Cam probably like Cam is in his 30s. But Cam Newton said that he felt like the coach should have called him back. And I said before in other podcasts that I did that Cam Newton, the coach may not have thought that Cam Newton was serious about making a comeback to the game. He may not have let it be known. People know that Cam Newton he keeps himself in shape and everything, so he's always in shape. But just because you stay in shape don't mean that you're trying to work your way back in the league or you're looking for an opportunity. And so when Philip Rivers may have put that out there that he's looking for an opportunity, or maybe he saw an opportunity when the Colts quarterback when Jones went down. He might have said, "Wow, this might be an opportunity for me to get back in the league, number one, and I think I can help the team out." So that probably was, the mindset of Philip Rivers. And then you had Philip Rivers. He's still around football. Although he's just coaching high school football, but I'm sure he's, like mentally he's into like drawing up plays and trying to get the kids better and stuff like that. He's coaching and he's teaching. So he has a football mindset still. He may not physically be up to where he would like to be. But as far as his football mindset, I think, that is where Philip Rivers is probably at, right? And so that's probably with him having relationship with the offensive coordinator in Indianapolis too, that he made that call, or either they call him and say, "Look, man, I think I can help y'all out." And next thing you know, he's in camp. But getting back to Michael Irvin, he made a statement on it, and I think Mike in my opinion, I don't think Mike was trying to be malicious and call Cam Newton dumb. I think Mike maybe he spoke before he thought it out, and what thought his statement out, and what he said, he probably didn't mean for it to come out that way. But either way, what happened was they Cam and Mace said, "Look, yeah, Mike, you really need to clean that up," because basically what it boiled down to is him calling Cam Newton, saying that he wasn't an intelligent quarterback, at least not intelligent enough to play for the Colts. So let me play. Let me see if I can find it. Let me play what the exchange between Mace, Michael Irvin, and then I'm gonna come back and give some more of my input.
Just hired Cam Newton. Cam Newton is probably 10 years younger and probably more connected to the game.
I like that.
That's a great take, and I'm sure he probably feels the same way.
Yeah, like how do you just skip people in their 30s and go to almost 50 is crazy. But it is Indiana though. You also got to think about who work in that climate. But
That's
Cam Newton
entitlement too, though.
job.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just told you why they skipped him in the 30s. Because they wanted a smart dude to understand the game, been around the game for a while, to try to play with his mind. They got an Anthony Richardson over there. They're saying we don't need no one. We got enough for them. That's why we winning. Got Daniel Jones. You asked, man. I have to answer. Answering the question.
Well, did you just say Cam Newton is
It's not
smart?
smart. Yeah.
Yeah, Cam can play. Cam can play, but Cam is also a post snap quarterback. That's because he wins with his legs sometimes. He wants to look and see, look around, then throw the ball or roll out and go running. Like Daniel Jones. Would do.
Okay.
So then why wouldn't he be a good fit, Mike? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you try to clean it up, Mike.
Yeah, he tried to say he was not smart. And Cam Newton is smart.
No. I listen. I'm not saying Cam is not smart. I told you, you go look at the way Cam Newton played football. I told you how they play football. That's all I was talking about. Now, pre-snap or post-snap. And Tom had to do it because he doesn't have that physical ability. Cam Newton, they never had to do it. So it's not anything against them. They were able. They don't see what they want right now. They're going
Mike,
running.
you're dizzy, Mike.
That's the real.
Mike, if he plays the same way as Daniel Jones, then this will be a perfect fit for the team.
Mason, let me just get it real quick.
No,
Mace said Cam Newton, and you said no. They want a smart quarterback. That's the exact answer, Mike.
Yeah, and we're just trying to clear it up, Mike. Can't call Cam
no. I didn't call Cam not smart.
That's what you
said,
said, Mike.
Can't twist me with that. No, that's all.
You said they didn't pick him because they wanted a smart quarterback.
It's on tape,
Dude,
Mike.
I told you they wanted a pre-snap. let's rewind the tape and show it.
You said that he'll run with his legs, but then you come back and say Daniel Jones is the same kind of quarterback.
We go to break. We'll rewind the
You guys go ahead.
That is what you said.
Rewind it, dude, because I'm telling you what I told you.
Mike, you need your poncho.
Hey, yo, Stat, did he say that?
That is what you said. That's why we all paused. We were like,
Okay,
What?
You got it right
what
now?
I'm talking about. What did I explain before this? I said there's a shoulders up quarterback and a shoulders down quarterback. The quarterback that plays shoulders up, it doesn't have the ability to run around and move around like Cam do. That's what he is. That's what your boy is. That's what Tom Brady is. I talk this all the time. So y'all just trying to twist it up and tie it up so we get some more clicks. I'm giving you the gospel so you can do what you want with it.
Yo, Mike, we go to break. We're going to get the tape. It's all good.
Shoulders. I started this with a shoulders up, shoulders down quarterback.
Oh my!
That's what
Shoulders
we'll
up, shoulders down.
What we say? We'll get in and see.
one night.
All right, so I don't know, like listening to that again, right? It just feel like to me, because they did give Michael Irvin the opportunity to kind of like clean it up as Cam said, right? I don't know. Mike didn't really think that out before he said it. Also, Mike probably thought that they wasn't probably going to make a big deal about it, and because when you you describe a player as a shoulders up quarterback, right? And then you call another guy like a shoulders down, like somebody who plays with their physical ability. But even if you're playing with your physical abilities like that, that quarterback position is just, you still have to be intelligent because it's just so complicated, right? Now the guy who got hurt, he says Jones is also a guy who plays shoulder down, just like Cam Newton. So, like May said, then that would make you believe that Newton would be a better fit there than Rivers. Although I wouldn't want to get into that part of it because, like I said, Rivers has a relationship with some of the people that's on there, and just because Cam is younger, don't mean that he's entitled to an opportunity to go back and play for the Colts. It's not like they don't have to call him, they don't have to consult with him, but I don't know like how much pushback or what's going to happen to Mike, like as far as these comments. Like when you go out and you start talking about, people get really kind of sensitive about that when you say, well, he's a shoulders down quarterback. So, and they'll take it like, well, he's not smart enough. He's not smart enough to play this position. And that's why a lot of times with that quarterback position, people kind of get, they stereotype like certain players. they don't, you know, like, all right, so if you black, you can't be the quarterback. You know, that used to be the stereotype years ago. And then so if they did, when they did started getting black quarterbacks, and it was like, well, these guys are athletic, you know, and that's where that thing comes in, that shoulders down quarterback, or he making plays with his legs, you know, rather than some, you know, I don't know, man. And it just seems to me, now that I listen to that again, it just seems to me that like Mike is from that old school, and Mike just bought into like that nonsense that they was pushing as far as like, well, he's a shoulders down quarterback. You know, not, you know, although Mike is a professional football player, but he probably never really had to play that position, at least not at a high level, you know. That to me, it just seems like you can't be a person that is not intelligent and play, whether you use your legs, you know, or use a pocket quarterback, you know. And I think a lot of these quarterbacks today have balance. Like the guy Jones, he can take off and run like when the opportunity presents itself. The guy in Buffalo, what's the guy in Buffalo? I forgot the guy, but that guy in Buffalo, man, you know, he can throw and he will take off and run people over, you know. But they don't call this guy. I forgot the guy name, Daniels. I think his name is Daniels up in Buffalo. I don't say he's a shoulders down quarterback. I think he's an intelligent quarterback with balance to his game, you know. So yeah, Mike really he really stepped on his he really tripped over it on that statement. But yeah, so that's all I got for that. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video.